It is used to analyze statically indeterminate beams and frames with rigid joints. To adopt this method, we have to follow certain sign conventions, and these sign conventions are the clockwise end moments and clockwise slopes are positive. So these clockwise end moments, they are taken as positive, and the slopes in clockwise direction, they are taken as positive. You can also have this if the deflection is like this, and for this, if we draw a tangent to the curve, this is clockwise slope, and if we draw a tangent over here, then this is also a clockwise slope. So these are taken as positive. If this is theta A, so this is A, this is B, and this is theta A and theta B. So in this case, theta A is positive as well as theta B is positive. Then the second sign convention is deflection of the right end to with respect to the left end in downward direction is taken as positive. So if this is the member, and if the right end deflects downward, then it is positive. That means it tends to rotate, the deflection which tends to rotate the beam in clockwise direction, that is taken as positive. So if B deflects downward, then it will rotate the beam in clockwise direction. So this such a deflection is considered positive. Same way, if the beam if end B deflects upward, if it deflects upward, then it will tend to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction like this. Okay, so this is negative. So this deflection is, this delta V is taken as negative. Okay, another example, say for example, now support A settles, suppose the support A settles, this is A, this is B, and suppose that if support A settles downward related to support B, then this delta is also negative, because it will tend the beam to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So it tends to rotate in anti-clockwise direction, so it is negative. Now suppose that support A deflects upward. Suppose that it deflects upward. So in this case, this delta V will be positive, because this deflection tends to rotate the beam in clockwise direction. Okay, so the deflection which tends to rotate the beam in clockwise direction, that is positive, and the deflection which tends to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction is negative. Clear? So then third sign convention, deflection of the upper end towards the right relative to the lower end is positive. Again, if you see, this deflection tends to rotate the beam in clockwise direction. Okay, so this is taken as positive. Same way, if this beam or if this column deflects towards the right, so in that case it will tend to rotate the beam in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this is negative. Same way, if the lower end deflects towards the right, suppose that if the lower end deflects towards the right, okay, this deflects towards the right, and if this tends to deflect towards the right, then in that case it will tend to rotate the beam in again anti-clockwise direction, so it is negative. And suppose that the lower end deflects towards the left, so in this case it will tend to rotate the beam in clockwise direction, so your deflection which is towards the left will be positive in this case. Clear? So this is positive, this is in general. This is for this case. Clear? So I hope this is clear to you regarding the sign convention. Now then we have derived the slope deflection equation, and the standard slope deflection equation is MFAB, which is the fixed end moment at A, plus 2 EI by L, where EI is the flexural rigidity of the member and L is the span of the member, times 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L, where theta A is the slope at A, theta B is the slope at B, and delta is the deflection. And this deflection is taken as the sign of this deflection should be taken in accordance with the sign convention we have discussed. Okay. And then we have also seen the modified slope deflection equation for far and simple. So the moment at P would be fixed end moment at P minus fixed end moment at A by 2 plus 3 EI by L times theta B minus delta by L, and the moment at A will be 0 because it is a simple support. And the modification for the overhang case, so we can transform this overhang case into a far and simple case, and by just having the algebraic sum of moments at A, taking into account the algebraic sum of moments at A. Okay, so you will have moment at B would be MFBA minus MFAB by 2. Here MF dash AB means it is the algebraic sum of moments on the left as well as right at point A. Okay, and these are the steps to be followed for slope deflection method. The first step would be to restrain the beam and then find the fixed actions. Next step is to formulate the slope deflection equation and apply the constraints. Third step, apply the equilibrium conditions and solve the simultaneous equations to get the unknowns. And the fourth step would be the final moments. You substitute back the unknowns found in step 3 into the step 2, that is the formulated slope deflection equations, and finally draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. And these are some of the standard fixed actions for some standard loadings. Let us continue that. Now suppose it is subjected to some point moment which is at an distance A from the left support and B from the right support, where this is A, this is B, and the total span length is L, and the value of this moment force is M. So for this case, let RA be the reaction at A, RB the reaction at B, this be MAB, MFAB, MFAB, and this be MFBA. So MFAB is given as minus MB by L square, where L is the span length, times 2A minus B, and MFBA is equals to MA by L square times 2B minus A, where RA is equals to minus 6M AB by L cube, and RB is equals to 6M AB by L cube. Next is uniformly varying load. Let the intensity of this be W, let this be A, this be B, and L be the span length. So in this case, let RA and R be the vertical reactions, MFAB MF BA. The values of MF AB is equals to minus W L square by 20 and MF BA is equals to W L square by 30. Reaction at A would be 7 by 20 times WL, and reaction at B would be 3 by 20 WL. Note that here also the reactions would be different value for both sides because the load is not uniform. Then axial loading. Suppose at some point there is an axial load. This is acting at this point, and the distance of this is A, this is B, and the total span is L, and let RA, RB, MF AB, MF BA. Now MF AB 0, MF BA is also 0, and in this case let this be HA, this be HB. So here RA is also 0, RB is also 0, but because of this horizontal load there will be HA. The value of HA will be PB by L, and value of HB is equal to PA by L minus, okay, because the load is acting in acting towards left to right, and this reaction will be acting in opposite direction. So this will be minus PB by L, HA will be P minus PB by L, and HB will be minus PA by L. And last is some torsional moment. So the torsional moment is shown by double-headed arrow. You can use the right hand thumb rule. So this thumb in the direction of arrow, and you put the thumb in the direction of the arrow, the direction of the finger will give you the direction of the moment. So this moment is actually acting, suppose this is the member, so this moment is acting like this. Okay, suppose the arrow is in this direction, then the moment this twisting moment or torsional moment will try to twist in this way. And let this be T, and it is acting at distance A from support A, and at B from support B. This is A, this is B, and in this case the reactions the double-headed arrow means it is a moment. So in this case, this is TFAB, this is TFBA, TFAB, is equal to T into B by L. Again, the direction will be opposite because it will the reaction will be in the opposite direction to the load. TFBA will be minus TA by L. Okay, so these are some of these fixed end moments for some standard loadings. Okay, so you have to remember all these all these cases. You will use directly these formulas for finding the fixed end actions. Next is the support constraints. Support constraints and restraints. The first support is, let us say, fixed support. So this fixed support will offer a vertical reaction. So let us call this as BA, a horizontal reaction. Let us say HA, and the moment MA. So all these are the restraints. So restraints are BA, HA, and MA. These are restraints, and constraints are, here we know that we draw the deflected shape of this. So it will have like this. That means the slope at this point, let us say this is A. So the slope at this is equal to 0, and also the deflection at this point is 0. So these two are the constraints. So the constraints are slope at A is 0 and deflection at A is also 0. Second is, let us say, hinge support. And if we draw the deflected shape of this, it would be like this. So here you will have some rotation as well. We call this as theta A. This is A, okay, and this will offer you a vertical reaction and a horizontal reaction. So this is VA, this is HA. So here restraints are VA and HA, and the constraints here, the constraints will be the moment at A will be 0, okay, because it is free to rotate. That means your theta A is not 0, okay, and second is delta A is equal to 0, because the deflection at this point will be 0 and this slope theta A is not 0. Third is the roller support. Again it has a hinge over here. This is the hinge which allows the member to rotate. Again it will be same, theta A will be the slope, the reactions would be VA, okay. So the restraints in this case is only the vertical reaction, and the constraint would be the moment at A equals to 0, that is your theta A is not 0. Second, your this delta A is also 0, and again this can translate as well. This can translate this way. So your there is this horizontal deflection also. Horizontal deflection is also not 0. Okay. So delta H is not 0. Okay, so and one more case, the guided roller. Now it is rigidly connected to this member. It is like a channel in a drawer. So this will translate in vertical direction. So your delta, that is delta A, is also not 0 in this case, but this will offer one moment and the horizontal reaction. You see the deflected shape. like this. So here your restraints will be the horizontal reaction and the moment, whereas the constraints would be this delta A is not zero. That means your, or we can say your this vertical reaction VA is equal to 0, that is delta A is not 0. Same way you can write here as HA equals to 0, that is delta H is not 0. Okay, so these are the various support constraints and restraints offered by different supports. With this, we'll start a numerical example. So let us start. Solve the continuous as shown in figure. Using slope deflection method. So you have it is subjected to a UDL on the first span and an eccentric point load on the second span. Okay. The intensity of the UDL is 15 kilonewton per meter and the intensity of the eccentric point load is 80 kilonewton. Let this be A, this be B, this be C, and this point where this point load acts is D. Okay. And the span length this is 4 meter, this is 0.5 meter, and this is 1.5 meter. And for this example, let us say EA is constant. The flexural rigidity of the beam is constant. So this is EA, this is EA. Now we want to analyze this beam. So let us solve this. So as a first step, you split the beam into different individual beams. So let us split and then restrain them. This is the first part. We will add both the parts. Now it is subjected to UDL. Kilometer. Once you get once you have practice, you can directly write the fixed moments. But now, just to understand, we are I'm splitting the two beams so that it would be easy for you to understand. 80 kilometer. This is 4 meter. This is 0.5 and 1.5. This EI is constant. EI is constant. Now you have two different fixed beams. You can now find their fixed moments. Let the fixed moment here. This is your A, B. This is B and not B. This is C. C. This is C and this is B. Okay. A, C, C, C and B. So the fixed moment here would be MF A to C. Fixed moment here would be MF C to A. The fixed moment here MF C to B, and the fixed moment here would be MF B to C. The vertical reactions, let it be VA, VC1, VC2, VC3, VB. Okay. Now this is our first step. Step 1 is exchange the beams and find fixed moment. Okay, so from the formulas given, you can find what is MF AB, MF AC. The formula for the UDL case is fixed beam with UDL is MF AB is minus WL square by 12 and MF BA is WL square by 12. So this will be minus W L square by 12. So in this case it will be W into 15 into 4 square by 12. How much is this? Someone calculate this. And MF CA would be plus W L square by 12. That means plus 15 into 4 square by 12 How much is this value? You keep calcium with you.
20 kilonewton.
How much? 20.
20.
20 kilonewton meter, and this will be plus 20 kilonewton meter. Then for this span, the formula MF CP will be, the formula for this will be, this is the eccentric point load case, so it is minus WA B square by L square on the left side and WA square B by L square on the right side. So this will be minus WA B square by L square. That means minus the value of the point load is 80. This is W is 80. So minus 80 into A. Here A is 0.5 and B is 1.5 divided by total is 2 meter. Similarly, MF CB will be W A square B by L square. That means 80 into 0.5 square into 1.5 divided by 2. So how much is this?
$22.5.
How much?
22.5.
22.5. So minus 22.5 kilonewton meter. What about this? This value?
$7.5 kilonewton per into meter.
Just
$7.5 kilonewton into meter.
how much?
7.5.
So 13. 13.
7.5. Okay, you can also find the reactions uh, which will be useful to draw the shear force diagram. You can find here the reactions as well. but it is optional. If you don't want to draw the shear force diagram, you can skip this. So for now, we are skipping this. You find it at your end. Next step is to apply the slope deflection equation or formulate slope deflection equation and apply constraints. So let us say for the first span, for span AC, that means the first span, this is AC, and for this span, the span length is 4 meter. So we'll mention that in bracket here L is equals to 4 meter. Now let us write this slope deflection equation. So if you remember, the standard slope deflection equation is this one: MA is equals to MFAB plus 2 EI by L, 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. So let us write here. So M A to C, okay, is equal to MF AC plus 2 EI by L, 2 theta A plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. Now what is MFAC? MFAC is minus 20, so write it here, minus 20 plus 2, EI is constant, so we are keeping it as it is, and length is 4 meter, so 4, 2 theta A plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. Now your MAC equation will be minus 20 plus this will be 0.5 EI into 2 theta A, theta C. What is now here theta A? See, this the constraints offered by fixed support is slope at that point is 0. Okay, slope at A is fixed support is 0. So your theta A is actually 0. So this will be 0 because theta A is 0. Okay, so this term will be 0. So you are left with theta C and again this term will be 0 because your delta is 0, because there is no deflection of the support A or support C. So this term will be 0. So you are left with only theta C. Okay, mark this as number 1. Similarly, MCA will be MFAC, so MFCA plus 2 EI by L, 2 theta C plus theta A minus 3 delta by L. So MFCA, what is MFCA? It is plus 20, MFCA is plus 20. So 20 plus 2 EI by length is again 4 meter. So 4 times 2 theta c. Now here also theta a will be 0 and delta 1 is also 0 because theta a is 0 and delta is also 0. So we are left with theta c only. So your equation becomes MCA is equals to 20 plus 0.5, so this will be only EI theta. EI theta c. Mark this as number 2. Okay, so you have two equations. Now for the next span, for span CB, here the length is 2 meter. Your equation will be MCB is equals to MFCB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. Now what is MFCB? It is minus 22.5 minus 22.5 MFCB plus 2 EI by 2, that is the length, 2 theta C. Now here your theta B will be 0 because theta B is also, your slope at B is also 0. See, looking at this, your deflected shape would be like this. So for this case, you have theta A is equal to 0, delta is 0, delta is 0, theta B equals to 0, delta is equal to 0. There is no sinking of support A with respect to support C. There is no sinking of support C with respect to support A. There is no sinking of support C with respect to support B. No sinking of support B with respect to support C. So theta B is 0 and delta is 0. So you are left with only this part. So and CB is equals to minus 22.5 plus EI theta C. Mark this as number 3. Note that here theta B is 0 and delta is also 0. Similarly, MBC is equals to MFBC plus 2EI by L 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. Now MFBC is 7.5. This value MFCB 7.5, not MFCB, it is MFBC. plus 2 ei by 2. Again here this will be 0, theta b is 0 and delta is 0 because theta b is 0 and delta is 0. So we are left with only theta c. So your equation becomes m bc equals to 7.5 plus ei theta c. Mark this as number 4. Okay, so you have 4 simultaneous equations. So we can solve them by applying the equilibrium conditions that we will do in the next step. But okay, so let's stop here. In the next class we'll continue this example. We will apply the equilibrium conditions and find the unknown theta c. This is unknown theta c in all this. So applying equilibrium conditions and we'll get the value of the theta c, and then we'll back substitute this value of theta c in all these equation 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll get the final moments MAB, MAC, MCA, MCB, MBC. So let's stop here. If you have any doubt, we can discuss now. Any doubt?